Hey everyone, it's another month and another chance to learn from our mistakes. Well, we're almost already a month into this 2022-2023 school year, and so I figured I'd hop on again here to get a September mindful mistake video out to the world. What this means is I want to examine a recent teaching mistake in the past few days or few weeks, and a mindful approach on how to respond. I remain steadily optimistic for this school year. Knock on wood, I've had plenty of great interactions with students thus far, and things are looking up as we continue to work through our COVID pandemic and also continue to work on social and emotional learning for our young people. I think other educators out there would agree our social and emotional development with adolescents has taken a hit. We've taken some steps backwards. So despite those setbacks, how do we continue to help young people grow and learn these skills like mental health and social interactions, life skills through health class like interpersonal communication, decision making, self-management, advocacy, all of our great national standards. So what do? How do we continue to have that develop in 2022 and beyond? Me personally, I want to continue to hold high standards. I want to continue to hold students accountable for doing classwork, for doing their schoolwork correctly, for being kind to each other, treating others, including our adults in the school, with respect. Just basically trying to be upright citizens. So about a month into things now, students are starting to show their true colors. The honeymoon of the beginning of the school year is over. And what that means, at least what I'm seeing, is a little bit of that typical struggle that might happen at the middle school level with getting students to try, just getting them to attempt schoolwork, to practice and work on our life skills, to develop content knowledge. That's what teaching is. Especially after summer, students could come in and maybe they're not used to thinking this much or working this hard, putting together projects, you name it, class discussions, all of it. So in recent days in particular, I found myself in arguments with my students, just right here in the classroom. Not like a debate, like a healthy argument, but almost like a bashing of heads. I may want one thing and a student may want another. And here I am in an argument with a 13 or 14-year-old. Not good. It's a lose-lose situation for everyone included. What I notice about myself in particular is that if I have those negative emotions in front of others, in front of students, if I'm mad or if I get sad or frustrated or annoyed, I find the next hours or days, I find myself rethinking it, compounding things. So I might get mad at myself for being mad at a student. And that's not helping anything. So in a mindfulness approach, not just to education, but to life, I want to step back, take time away, and that's exactly what I try and do in the classroom. That's what I'm trying to help my students do, and so I need to put my own words and my own advice into practice. Just take time away, step away for a little bit, look at the big picture, and then decide how it is I want to respond. Simply being mindful of the fact that those emotions are a natural human experience, that's the first step for me. As long as I can step back and observe that occurred and I'm allowed to feel frustration, then I can kind of stop the compounding feelings from occurring. Easier said than done, of course, but that's step number one. Realize and name the emotion to myself. All right, I felt frustrated. Now what? Once I've recognized that the negative emotions have occurred, that I've had an argument with students, and I've labeled some of the feelings that are surrounding that, I can decide how to mindfully express myself and then, of course, regulate my own emotions from there. That brings me to this month's tip, which is in this instance to take time away. Take time away. Specifically, I'm talking about time away from each other. The student might need some time away from me, and I might need some time away from a student who I just had an argument with. What that sounds like in real time is something like, hey, I noticed that we're getting frustrated right now, and we could use some time away. Let's take some time off and let's revisit this topic by tomorrow. For right now, let's just move on, and we'll agree that we can express ourselves maybe a little bit more accurately after we've given this some time to breathe and given ourselves some time to think. Taking time in this instance doesn't mean to replay that scenario over and over again and come up with a great revenge statement or come up with more ways to argue, in this case, my own point. What it really means is, how do I positively want to reconnect? between student and teacher, how can I rebuild that relationship in just, 1 or 2 days? It respects everyone involved, and it also models for young people how to handle a negative disagreement and come out without holding on to resentment, without holding a grudge. That's an important piece for adolescents to witness in real time. Anyway, if you find yourself in some major disagreements with students or even with coworkers, take time away, revisit on a positive note, and see how it works going forward. Test it out in your own teaching. Let me know. If you've got anything else to add, I'm all ears. I'd love to hear it. What I'll make sure to do is find a resource on this very topic to share right here in the YouTube description that you can check out right after watching. All right, that's it for this month. I'll come back at the start of October and examine a recent teaching mistake and a mindful approach on how to respond. Until then, I hope everyone is happy and healthy out there, and if not, I hope you're taking steps to get there. As always, thanks for tuning in.